the Almonte show, the morning edition. I am your host, down at Almonte Morris. Now, I know, let me go and take the headphones. I have to check to see, my stuff's working and it's working fine. So let me go ahead and take these off. The reason why I'm doing this morning edition show is waking up and seeing Hilary winning South Carolina. I mean, it's crazy to me. I did a podcast. I actually made up a day. I made up the days that I missed. I actually missed the whole week. So I actually had like a 2-hour long show. To check out 831.com radio. And I did a piece where I not only did I bash conservatives, I also bashed liberals. But when I talked about the Democratic primaries, I said basically when you got Bernie and Hillary Clinton, is basically you have the establishment versus the people. I'm a big Bernie Sanders supporter. Why, you might say? It's because he's actually for the people. He's actually looking out for the people's best interests at hand. He's not being controlled or being used as a puppet by the establishment. And I'm talking about corporations and big businesses and anything you can think of that gives politicians money to drive their agenda. And Hillary, I said it time and time again on my show, that Hillary is a representation of people in Congress right now. She represents what Congress is all about. Now, for anybody who goes out there and vote for her, I understand, I know I'm not going to persuade your mind, but hear me out. She represents everything that Congress represents. And I'm sitting there saying, why in the world you will vote something that y'all against? You are voting against what you're trying to get out of Congress. I mean, Hillary has always had a history not flip-flopping. She's worse than flip-flopping. She's that type to say no 5 years ago, and then 5 years later down the road, oh, I never said that. And then a couple months later, well, at the time it was right, but now I know that it's wrong. After the damage has already been done. That's the problem I have with Hillary. Now, if Hillary would have said things like, okay, yes, I support the war. Was it the wrong decision? No, it is. But I still stick with my decision. See, that's a big difference. If she would have said, shot my respect, I still wouldn't have voted for her, but I still would have respected her for that. Rather than sitting there and saying it was right at the time that I vote, realize that is wrong. And the war was wrong. Just stick to, you made the vote. You did that. That's great. That's great, Hillary. That's fine. But just to see, this is why I'm not a Democrat. Everybody, persuasion that just because I'm black, I'm 40. I am not supporting the Democrat Party. It's been a while. I remember I was in freaking, it was Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Yes, I'm military. This is when I first got in, and I was in AIT. I was in the field. We was in a computer lab. It's kind of funny they had computers out there in the field. It's kind of surprising, but then again, it was a simulation. And we was all checking our AKOs to see where we was going after, Jackson, going to our duty stations. And majority of everybody up in there was glued to the presidential election, which President Obama won the election. But I was mainly looking at who's going to win Congress, who's going to win the House, who's going to win the Senate. And majority of them has been won by the Democrats. I mean, it was a hostile takeover for the Democrats. And I was like, yes, and this is when I was an uber liberal. I was like, yes, we're going to have something done, something's going to happen, this is going to be great, this is going to be the bomb beef diggity, I'm happy, and it turned out they didn't do nothing. Definitely when you have a woman like Nancy Pelosi who didn't know her head from her ass. And that's when I lost my faith in the liberals and Democrats. And then what made it worse, in 2012, the Tea Party came about, and they put all these conservative bigots up in there, and you see where our country's at now, which is ridiculous. And then you have somebody like Bernie Sanders come along, who is for the people, by the people. No other politician. I don't even give a damn for y'all freaking Trump supporters. He doesn't even come close to tap into the nerves of, not even the nerves, but the pulse of Americans. The working class, minorities. I mean, the list goes on and on. All these other politicians are on the surface. Yes, Donald Trump, yes, he's digging a hole, but he's not even getting close to the pulse of America. Bernie Sanders did it. Bernie Sanders got a track record. Y'all can sit there and say, oh, he wants free stuff. But if you read his plan, he has a sound plan. And I said this on my podcast show yesterday. He really stated, if you check out his plan, where he already got a stamp of approval from an economist by the name of Robert Rich, who was part of the staff for President Clinton at the time. Which, what happened? Improved the economy. The economy has surplus. So you have a certified economist and freaking Robert Rich. And I know all the economists is coming out the woodworks, his plan ain't going to work. I actually had a friend of mine, a conservative friend of mine who's on my Facebook, and he's there saying, well, he need to go to economics school, go back to economics class and all that stuff. But when you got a certified economist who put this country in a surplus at the time, that's all the certification I need. You're never going. It's like this. You're never going to question a past Super Bowl winner. I can't stand Eli Manning. I can't stand him. I believe winning the Super Bowl is overrated. But you cannot question that he is a two-time Super Bowl champion. Can't take it away from that man. If he leaves the New York Giants right now, he can get picked up by any team. He can go to any team he wants to, and they probably will make him a starter because of those two Super Bowls. Just like his brother, Peyton Manning. You knock our head coach. Let me use a head coach for example. If Jimmy Johnson, the great Jimmy Johnson, Mr. Back-to-Back himself, wish he would have came back to the Cowboys. You need to come back to the Cowboys, or at least be in the establishment. Jerry Jones. But it's not football talk. But if Jimmy Johnson decides to step down from the NFL Fox panel and get back into coaching, or just to be a general manager or a CEO, whatever, he can go to any team and nobody will question it. Because this man built the Cowboys when they were nothing. So why question Robert Rich, who has a track record, who said that his proposal is great? So conservatives, come up with something new when you sit there and talk about free stuff. And speaking Speaking of free stuff, people say, how are you going to get this free stuff? Where's the money going to come from? I believe Bernie Sanders came up with the perfect idea. Tax Wall Street. People want to sit there and say, Las Vegas, you can lose an arm and a leg. Freaking Wall Street, you not only lose your arm and your leg, you lose your house, you lose your livelihood, you lose almost everything you thought that you had your name on. You lose everything. You're lucky you don't lose your skin. And for him to say we should tax Wall Street, because we already bailed their asses out, even though they made up all their money back from all the bailouts, might as well tax them. How much money they be making? Ridiculous. People don't realize that you can go into Wall Street right in the freaking on the stock exchange floor. Sell, trade stock. You can walk in with, let's say, $10,000 and come out with freaking probably $10 million if you play your cards right. So you should get taxed. And then I would say the colleges make a whole lot of money anyway. I'm not even talking about tuition. Sports, NCAA. Look at all the money they make from sponsors and all that stuff. And you already charge the students to arm the leg for freaking food, shirts, or what have you. Any other services that they can have on campus. So that's my analogy. They're making all that money, so shoot, why don't you just help out the student to get in? I'm not saying that it will eliminate paying tuition, entirely. It just won't be that big of an amount to where after you graduate that you have to pay this debt after you graduated. Because now you get a job, let's say you get a high-paying job, now majority of your freaking money is going to go paying for your debt. Simple, layman's terms. I mean, when you got somebody that's certified, has done it before, you got my vote. But speaking of a track record with Bernie Sanders, here's the thing about the track record. Bernie Sanders has a track record that never changes. His platform never changed. Never changed. My thing is with his stance on veterans. Every bill that came out for veterans, he has always supported. Google it. Look it up. One thing I'm not going to do, ladies and gentlemen, when I say these things is try to freaking lecture you. That's one thing I hate about my shows. I don't want to do a lecture. That's why my slogan is, we discuss, you decide. But don't get me wrong, I do my research. So I just want to throw that out there real quick. But Bernie Sanders has a track record of helping veterans. And Congress has knocked it down countless times. Democrats and Republicans. Republicans are the ones that say, oh, we support the troops. How do you support us? Conservatives, how do you support us? Liberals, how do you support us? But mainly conservatives put that banner, wrap it around their arm. We support the troops. What do you do? Give us a parade. Wow. Where were you when those Vietnam veterans came off the plane or came off the boat and came back home? Where were you? Nowhere. I got more respect for the Vietnam veterans than anything. I respect all veterans from all past wars, but Vietnam veterans are number one for me. But for people to sit there and say they support the troops and got these bills, you got homeless veterans out on the street. And people sit there and say they blame President Obama. Let's backtrack here. Let's look damn Congress. Don't forget, they're the ones that make laws too and make it happen. Not everything has to go through President Obama. But Bernie Sanders has always been there for the veterans. Always. He has always been there. But nobody's saying that. CNN is not saying that. MSNBC is saying that. Fox News is definitely not saying it either. That's why he definitely got my vote. But with Hilary on freaking, when it comes to veterans, people bring up the Benghazi thing. Benghazi this, Benghazi that. Look here. Email is just a freaking email. That she knew what's going on. She knew what happened. Who cares? Why should you care? When she sacrificing many men out there, troops, get further. Look, that's our job. And another thing. Things like this happens almost every day. So why Benghazi is such a big pinpoint? Why? We got so many things going on right now that you don't even know about, that you shouldn't know about. That's our job. No soldier, no airman, no naval man or woman, or marine, no soldier should be whining and complaining about freaking emails. Do we like the jobs majority of the time when it's for us to do it? No. But guess what? We still do it. We still do it. Because in order, are we defending our country? And not only just that, we just want to get home to our families. And for people to sit there, that's one thing I will defend Hilary on Benghazi, is forget about the damn emails. Republicans, you're not doing us no favors. Why don't you put VA on their knees and tell them stop BSing with the veterans that keeps going to their freaking offices trying to get help, trying to get VA claims done, and have them wait for freaking 6 months just to get an appointment. 6 months. Maybe no longer than that. And then when they get the claim, you give them dirt. So it's serious injuries, serious PTSD, and you just give them nothing almost. That's what you should be doing. That's the only thing I defend Hilary on. Benghazi. But everything else about Hilary, nah, I can't do it. I can't do it. Because Hilary is part of the establishment, and the freaking chairman, whatever her name, Deborah, whatever the freak her name is, she's garbage. She's horrible. And this is one of the reasons why I'm not a Democrat. Republicans, yes. They was always how they are. They never had no direction. Never. But Trump is every, diehard Republican conservative dream come true. It's everything Goldwater or wish it could be, and everything Nixon wanted to be. And everything Reagan wished he could just worship to. And the freaking balls just to say anything he wants to that Bush wish he could do when he was president. Both father and the son. Period. that it's a sad day. A very, 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 very sad day when Hilary wins a primary, because she already knows she got it. And it just sucks for me because I believe anything's possible. Bernie Sanders is not out by a long shot. Don't get me wrong. But it just sucks where you are already in a system where you already have lost. But Bernie Sanders is not even trying his damnedest. He's succeeding in showing people that, okay, the decks are against me, but I'm still here. Is that a long shot for Bernie Sanders to win? Hell no. It's close. It's very close. And right now you got the liberals within the liberal camps right now. They are debating Hillary or Bernie. For all y'all Hillary supporters, not bash you at all. Not bash you whatsoever. Keep doing your thing. Bernie Sanders supporters, keep doing your thing. Because right now, how I see it, if Hillary is the next nominee for the presidency for the Democrats, you realize you're voting for establishment. You're voting for everything that y'all were against, that you're against. You're voting for what you're against. Because if she becomes president, not too much is going to change. Wall Street is going to be haywire. Minimum wage probably going to go up to, as she put out a proposal, to $12. Not much is going to change. It's not going to be a big dramatic change. Not at all. And one of the biggest reasons why it's not going to be too much of a big change, if she has the might and the power to woo every state to get these damn Republican conservatives out of freaking Congress, even with that pull, and having every Congress, not only just Washington, D.C., but Congress within the states, the houses of each and every state, the Senate of each and every state, and even have governors for each and every state. Even with that, not too much going to happen with Hillary. Not too much going to happen. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion, which hopefully don't come true. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. So, I believe in my heart of hearts that Bernie Sanders will make a comeback and that he will win. But the same goes for him too. Winning the Democratic presidential nod and him becoming president, he has to find a way. He has to find a way to win over every state to vote for their Democratic governor or independent governor and get these conservatives out their seats. No matter who wins. Even though I'm a big Bernie supporter and I believe that he's going to make a comeback and still win. But even though one's for the establishment and the other one's for the people, they have to devise a plan to get all, like, Democrats, progressive thinkers, moderate thinkers, liberal thinkers, politicians to push their campaign and to get them their seats. That's the way this world can change. That's the way that the politics around here can change. Because conservatism ain't working. It's killing everybody, mainly black people, mainly minorities. That's the way we know that change is here. That's the way we know. Because Hillary supporters can bash with Bernie Sanders supporters, and Bernie Sanders supporters bash with Hillary supporters. The goal should be to get those damn conservatives out. It's to get them out. That should be the main goal. No matter who takes the nod, no matter who becomes president, is to get them out. They had their time. Now their time is up. They didn't do anything. They haven't done nothing besides make everything worse. It's time to step up, people. Get some fresh new faces. And I'm not talking about the same old people up in there. No offense to my old cats. But get some fresh meat up in there. Young politicians, fresh new politicians with progressive thinking of seeing this nation go forward with new ideas, with new infrastructure, new everything. Where we have a Congress that reflects the people, that reflects America, not deflect, and trying to go back to the old ways of thinking. It's time to put that crap in the garbage. It is time. It's been time. So let's go ahead. Yes, let's keep the, I know y'all gonna keep bashing each other. I got that. That's cool. I get it. But the main goal is to get the conservatives out. And I just want to, do this show. I just had to do it. Just seeing Hillary win is a sad day. But still, the goal is to get these conservatives out of their seats. Send their ass packing and going home, whining, not even complaining, whining back home. Because that's where they deserve to be, home. If they want to do that bull crap in the seat, let them do that mess at home. Because that's the only way. The only way they're going to get what they want is when they go home and they do it to their kids, their wife, whoever. Their mistress, who cares, who knows. Do it to them. Don't do it to me. Slavery is over. The enslavement stops after this year. Trust. Anyways, that's going to do it for me. I probably might do a little show a little later today. All depends on how I feel. So, don't forget to tune into the Almonte show on WiganFM.com every Friday, but not this Friday. This Friday I got to go drill. But every Friday, other than this Friday, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. 11 a.m. Central Time. All other time zones adjust accordingly. And also, the Almonte Show is live on Spreaker every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. At the times of 6:30 p.m. Central Time. All time zones adjust accordingly. Live on at 831ep.com. At 831ep.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and go. Just go ahead and just think on what I just said. If you disagree, I understand. If you agree, I understand that too. And remember, we discuss, you decide. I'm outro. I am gone. Peace, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.